Alright everyone, welcome back. I wanted to start another video this week for updates at the Disneyland Resort Hotel now that we've had D23 Expo and some of the announcements about the changes to the upcoming hotels. I wanted to start there first. I know there's a lot of change coming to Disney's Paradise Pier Hotel, which we know is now called Pixar Place Hotel, but I wanted to kind of show an update on this area since we haven't been here in a little bit. So as we know, the parking lot right here next to downtown Disney that started having construction people thought might be something for Disneyland Forward, which is the space proposed for Disneyland Forward, actually reopened as a parking lot for cast members once again. So that's all open and good to go. And then of course we have that mystery building in there, which definitely is going to be a Disney Vacation Club Villa preview center for the Disneyland Hotel. Now, right now, it is currently a laydown area for the hotel construction project going on back there. But we did talk to Disney Vacation Club representatives, and they did mention that somewhere near next summer, towards the end of next summer, is when they would anticipate to start selling some of the villas or interest in the villas at Disneyland Hotel. And the official name for the property is going to be Villas at the Disneyland Hotel. So nothing too special, pretty normal for like what you'd expect for a Disney Vacation Club property at Walt Disney World. But let's go down in there and get closer looks at all these things. We're going to start first at the Disneyland Hotel, and then we'll head to Paradise Pier Hotel, which is now going to be Pixar Place. All right, so that parking lot, like I mentioned, is open again. And right now it is just for cast member use like it was before, but it's a lot safer now. They don't have trees overgrowing, their root system kind of bringing up the pavement. Plus the pavement had almost turned to gravel before. So this is updated, at least for now, until we find out more about Disneyland's expansion plans. I would imagine though, seeing that this space has been changed, they're probably going to be utilizing this space last. If anything were to be approved about Disneyland Forward, I have a feeling we're going to see more expansion coming to Disney California Adventure Park, as well as the Toy Story parking lot first. Just a hunch, I feel like those are places they would start to begin with. But now you can cut across the parking lot again if you would like to get over to the Disneyland Hotel. But keep in mind, you actually don't have to cut across if you're going to Disneyland or just the theme parks, because the regular security line next to the former ESPN zone is still open. So the real only benefit of cutting across is if you're headed to Disneyland Hotel, maybe starting off there, which is where we're going, to bring you some updates of what it looks like now for the villas at the Disneyland Hotel and some other construction going around over there. And then we'll head over to Disney's Paradise Pier Hotel to see construction progress on its makeover to Pixar Place Hotel. And they actually removed some very iconic items from the hotel, including the marquee logo that's been in place for since 2001, when the hotel first reopened as the Paradise Pier Hotel. And then they also removed the iconic wave structure on top of the hotel, which really place makes it for the pier the way it used to be. But Pixar Place is going to be a totally new look, so we'll check out the progress on that, because it seems like they moved really fast post the announcement at D23 Expo. But Disneyland Hotel is next. So starting off right over here underneath the giant Sorcerer Mickey hat, they're actually doing some cement work underneath. Not sure if it's maybe a new marquee logo being added underneath it, but that's kind of exciting. And also they finished the entire siding paint, so it's kind of like multicolored and sectioned off. It's growing on me now. I know at first I didn't really like the color scheme, but it's growing on me now. It really matches the sky well, and the colors really go kind of well with the cool blue theme that the new tower is going to have as well too. But wow, you can see the progress has really gotten a lot further ahead on that new tower. So let's head back over there right first. Now here's a look at the construction just outside the Frontier Tower. You can see the tower's almost at its peak. They're moving really quickly on this project. And again, the official name for the tower now we know is the Villas at the Disneyland Hotel, which is pretty on par for any other Villas property. The Grand Californian Villas bear the same name. The only thing that you might find different would be a complete DVC resort like Riviera Resort or Saratoga Springs, Old Key West, because those don't have regular rooms. So the whole resort is just called its own name. But this is the Disneyland Hotel already, so just calling it the Villas at the Disneyland Hotel, perfect. And it has a really great retro logo. They actually showcased that over at D23 Expo. But you can see just how it's gonna look after it's done. To give you an idea, here's the pool area, and it's gonna tower right over the pool. So these villas are gonna have some really great, excellent views of the pool if you're facing inward. And honestly, with the pool on the back side for the private pool for the villas, it's actually gonna have some really great views on that side too. So let's go ahead and get closer on the Goofy's Kitchen side to show you what that looks like up close. All right, so the view down here is a lot different now. You can see being a lot higher and extending out a lot further. We're getting some detail work now on the tower. We're gonna start seeing some more of the cement structure, the windows. Actually, if you look at the tower on the back side, I don't have an opportunity to head over there yet, but if you're on the walnut side, it's actually a lot further along on the back side, so you can kind of see the color elements of the hotel, the yellows, the blues that are going to be used in this tower. But we can see some of the sharper edge elements that we saw in the artwork coming out now on the tower going all the way up. So this is really shaping along fast, and I can see how they mentioned they're going to be ready to start selling or showing interest in this property starting the end of next summer. So I'm excited to see that. But I'm going to go ahead and show you too. You can see over here the Fantasy Tower and the Adventure Tower, and of course the Frontier Tower where you were just standing. The painting has been all complete basically. There's like little detail work being done on all the towers, but the new blue works really well with the blue windows that were already there. And you can see it's just a little bit different on each tower because of the way the windows and the balconies are shaped. Here's the Frontier Tower over there, Adventure, and Fantasy. So they are still painting some of the balconies and window edging, and it looks like the convention space and the things next to Goofy's Kitchen are still getting painted. But for the most part, they're done on the repaint, and I think it looks really great. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Another change outside here over by the Convention Center space and Fantasy Tower, you can actually see they've changed a lot of the tables out front of like the coffee shop and Tango Terrace additional dining to kind of this retro, bright orange modern furniture. They used to have that more teak wood style furniture that was in front of Tango Terrace, but they've actually removed that and added a lot more seating with this new bench style. So it definitely fits that retro modern vibe that Disneyland's kind of going back to with its renovation of the new tower and everything. But I think it's now time to head on over to Disney's Paradise Pier Hotel and look at the progress on its redo to Pixar Place. And before we head on over to the Paradise Pier Hotel, I just wanted to show you they are playing that Halloween Haunted Mansion music in the lobby, and they did add this marquee back again to the Disneyland Hotel for Halloween season. They covered the map, and they have the old artwork for Haunted Mansion here of all the stretching portraits. So Disneyland Hotel is on theme for Halloween. They even have some decorations on the elevators too of all the hitchhiking ghosts. And before we head on over to Paradise Pier Hotel, you can see they've actually got some more Haunted Mansion decor out by the pool on the bridge that covers both the D-ticket and E-ticket pools. So right off the bat over here at Disney's Paradise Pier Hotel, we're seeing some big changes from the last time we were here. This is actually their big air conditioning unit for the whole hotel. It's old and dated, and it's getting a brand new refurb, so a lot better for a brand new hotel. But you can see more importantly over here, the new gray white color that the whole hotel is going to be painted is actually right here, and it actually fades really well into the sky so that you don't really see it. And I think that's the goal, because ultimately, you know, a lot of this space is where Disney wants to use for Disneyland Forward. And if this hotel eventually ends up being surrounded by theme parks, you really want this space to kind of disappear. So you can see the new color over here. It looks great. Another big change over here for Disney's Paradise Pier Hotel is, of course, the back entrance is now open again. So you no longer have to walk out the front door and then to the back. If you're headed to downtown Disney, you can actually walk through the hotel's back entrance where the parking's at, which is normal. Still not sure what this archway is set up for, It looks like it's probably just cabling and stuff, so they can bring it up over the pathway in the car area as they work on it. But you can see here's the black accents and the gray accents. The whole hotel is going to be black and gray. It's also got that front color scheme here. So this is what the tower is really going to look like moving forward as it gets its change. Now the pool area is still themed to what it used to be, so it's going to have to shut down again. These all used to be blue. They're all black now. It would be cool if they made these little Pixar balls. Maybe that's a change in the future, but right now they are still Mickey. And you can see that's still themed to Paradise Pier Hotel. So none of the changes have happened there yet. But it is nice to see the color in person. I really, really like it actually. It's gonna look very great, complemented against the Disneyland Hotel in the background. It's really gonna bring both of these hotels into a more modern look. So I really, really like it. I think it looks great. But let's go ahead and head, instead of going through the backside, let's head to the front again so we can check and see the hotel logo, which is now missing, and a few other key elements, so we'll check on those. So on our way walking from the back side of the hotel, you can see the hotel's major color is still tan at the moment, but there's one big change. The Paradise Pier logo that's been here since 2001 or just before is now gone. Now, it was always kind of weird that this logo was called Disney's Paradise Pier Hotel once Paradise Pier had changed over at Disney California Adventure Park, but now that it's going to be Pixar Place Hotel, it kind of fits a little bit better being adjacent to the Pixar Pier. Not a lot of theming similar for the pier aspect of it, but it is Pixar themed overall. So let's go ahead and check out the front and see how much progress has been made there. All right, and just in time, it looks like they painted a sample section of the brand new color scheme for Disney's Paradise Pier Hotel when it changes to Pixar Place Hotel. So you can see the old color scheme with sort of browns and tans and light blues matching the old wave structure, which part of it still exists for the time being. But here's the new paint scheme for the entire tower. It's gonna match that same scheme over at the parking structure. So you're gonna have that white gray color with a bunch of black accents. The only thing that worries me about black is it's really hard to keep up in sun as far as fading and then getting stained with dirt and stuff like that. So hopefully it ends up looking well. I'm sure they have some great new exterior paints that can hold up better. But it will match really well too with some of the exterior windows along the hotel because everything is still black and it doesn't look like they're gonna be changing any of that. So it really matches well. And you can see at the very, very top, they've removed the wave structure that does light up at nighttime as part of one of the first phases here. So we're gonna probably see this being painted really quickly here. But here's a little section of what it will look like once the whole tower is painted. I think it's gonna look excellent. It's really gonna, class up this hotel and make it a little bit better, which what they're hoping for. It doesn't seem like Paradise Pier Hotel is gonna be staying anymore as a value hotel, especially with some of the additions they have planned, which we'll talk about next. For now, everything still remains down here lobby level. They still have the Paradise Pier sign here. And they are setting up some scaffolding, it looks like, over here to get ready to start painting the bottom areas here, the black and gray scheme. Now, I talked about this a little bit before in past times. Now, this was a former restaurant over here at Disney's Paradise Pier Hotel. This was the Yamabuki restaurant, a Japanese sushi restaurant. It's been used many years after its closing now by Disney as some additional office space for some of their hotel administration. That used to be where the sign was there. So not sure if there's any future plans to use this space for character dining or just regular dining moving forward when they do change it to Pixar Place Hotel, or if it's gonna stay utilized for hotel administration. But let's check out the lobby right now and see kind of what changes have been going on there. All right, so inside here, just off of the lobby, of course, Disney's Paradise Pier Hotel had two dining spaces that we've talked about before. Disney's PCH Grill, which was their character dining location. And then they had the Surfside Lounge right over here, just off the lobby, that would serve some more to-go items in the morning and throughout the day. And of course, it was the lobby bar. So this space, like I had just mentioned, was the lobby bar and kind of quick eatery to go in the morning, throughout the day. And from what Disney announced just after D23 Expo, they showed that what looked like this space is going to be transformed into a third-party restaurant. It's actually going to be the Great Maple. Now, I'm not really too familiar with this restaurant chain. They do have locations in Orange County and San Diego. They've got some gourmet donuts, but they have modern American cuisine, and it is more on the higher end. So from the artwork that they showed, which I'll put on the screen, it does look like this is kind of the space where it's going to fit. So well, excited to see Great Maple over here. Now, like I mentioned, Disneyland didn't actually confirm in their announcement on the Parks blog that this space over here was going to be utilized for Great Maple, but it just looked like you were able to see these columns in that artwork. And it was a very open restaurant location, which had like the center column and everything. So this really looked like the space. And they probably removed some of these bathrooms here to make more space for that location. It just didn't seem like the PCH Grill was where it was going to be located, but who knows? Maybe that is where it's going to be. Although it's kind of weird. This is the first time, in my opinion, that I've ever seen Disney use a third-party company to do the restaurant in their hotel lobby. So it's going to be different for sure, and probably a very California move for the Disneyland Resort. Not something that you would probably see over at the Walt Disney World Resort, but you know, a lot of people who are coming here on business trips and things like that, they might really like the fact that there's something like Great Maple here to get that unique California only style food while they're here visiting the Disneyland Resort. So it could be a good move, but I've just never seen a non-Disney operated owned restaurant in their hotel lobby. So not sure if that's going to be the only dining option here. I thought for sure it was with the Pixar Pier Hotel or Pixar Place Hotel, they'd want to add character dining for Pixar, but maybe that goes back into here over at PCH Grill. I'm not sure yet, but it feels like a missed opportunity to have a Pixar Place Hotel right next to Disney California Adventure Park and the Pixar Pier and not have Pixar character dining. But like I mentioned, maybe it is still coming. They haven't talked about it yet. There is that old Yamabuki location if they were to use that. So lots of opportunities still coming here. Lots of unknown here at the Pixar Place Hotel, but they are certainly moving fast. Right after the D23 announcements, seeing them prep the hotel for its new paint job with that new kind of sample there, and the structure already being painted, it's gonna move quick. Now, one thing that isn't sure is when the changeover is actually gonna happen, right? The hotel is not closed during this really big renovation project. And again, the only things that have really been happening at the moment are just the painting on the exterior and some of the infrastructure work we saw on the back earlier around the central air conditioning system for the hotel. But none of the pool work has been done yet for that new Finding Nemo kind of theme at the pool. And also, none of the room work is done on all the guest rooms, with the exception of possibly the models they've done for themselves on, you know, some particular floor, I'm sure. But all that's going to take place while guests are still staying at this hotel. So there's no real grand opening date just yet. We know the name of the hotel, but we don't know when it's going to flip over. So for the time being, you're still staying at Disney's Paradise Pier Hotel until it switches over to Pixar Place Hotel. So we'll have to see when that is. But for the time being, we'll keep you updated along the way, because it's going to be really fun to document the changeover over here at these two hotels. So we'll keep an eye on it, because I know a lot of people are really interested in this as they book their vacations. All right, everyone, that wraps up our quick hotel update video here at the hotels of the Disneyland Resort. I definitely wanted to come over here and check it out since we got all those announcements at the D23 Expo for Disney's Paradise Pier Hotel, and also some new logos and looks over at the Disneyland Hotel for the villas at the Disneyland Hotel. But thanks for joining on this video journey here. If you haven't already, please go ahead and hit the like on this video, leave a comment below, and subscribe, because there's a lot more coming. Thank you so much again for watching the video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the 5571 podcast. It's my all new podcast with my co-host David Vaughn. And you can find that on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. You can even ask Alexa to play it on your Amazon Alexa. But thanks again, guys, for watching, and we'll see you really, really soon. Bye-bye, everyone.